Is marijuana addictive? Can you develop a marijuana addiction? You may or may not like what I and my guest have to say in this video, but the truth hurts, and we will impart on you some knowledgeable insights that can better serve your life in a positive manner. So stay tuned for that. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. This channel is all about providing you the daily dose of edutainment. My goal is to entertain you and to educate you on a variety of subjects. So every video is knowledgeable, but also entertaining to watch as well, right? So definitely dive on that subscribe button. Hit them folks on that like button. I appreciate you. So I've made another video on this topic where I featured Preston Smiles, where he talked about his own experience with why he stopped smoking marijuana. So I wanted to bring a different person onto the channel to talk about his withdrawal symptoms and go into more detail about his experience with, because I feel like he struggled a lot more. He spoke more of the struggle of marijuana than Preston did. Preston was more about like the mindset behind it, but he spoke more about like the in-depth, like minute by minute, day-to-day struggle of marijuana. So here is the homie CG Kid, where he talks about his own marijuana withdrawal symptoms. So homie, take it away. Real quick, before I give it to him, what I want you to keep in mind throughout the whole video is the definition of the term addiction, right? I'm gonna speak on it real quick before I hand it over to CG Kid. Addiction is any repeated action despite negative consequences. That means you continuously using that substance, gambling, porn, weed, but you're starting to realize or starting to notice some negative effects of you using that substance. But the fact that you continuously do that or use it over and over again, despite the negative effects, is the root definition of addiction, right? So just keep that in mind as you're listening to CG Kid talk about his experience. So, homie, take it away.
What's up, guys? It's CG Kid, the founder of shamelessprotocol.com. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my subjective experience with psychological marijuana withdrawal, along with side effects from daily usage of this substance. For those new to my channel, I am a recovery advocate. I have 5 years of sobriety. My primary purpose is to further educate the public with my subjective experience and give addicts and their loved ones hope that sobriety is possible. So marijuana withdrawal is one of those controversial subjects because some people don't experience it at all. Some experience it, but only in a mild form, and some get it severely. I'm one of those cases. I get severe psychological withdrawal from marijuana use. And it's interesting to me how everybody reacts differently to every substance. And this is one of those reactions that's very apparently different across the board. So I'll share with you some of the symptoms of my marijuana withdrawal, and then I'll get into the side effects of daily usage when I was experimenting with this substance. So the number one thing that rings to me is the anxiety. There's a lot of butterflies in your stomach wanting to crawl out of your own skin, and there's nothing going on. It's almost like, I remember the first day of work, I would feel anxious the night before, but there was a reason to be anxious. With marijuana withdrawal, I'd be sitting in my room in just a normal day and feel like I'm about to start a new job in an hour. Like I would just feel this anxiety for no reason. And that was one of the most irritating parts. It made me want to crawl out of my own skin. Like I just felt uncomfortable existing. And at the same time, I had a lot of depression. The depression was feelings of inadequacy, no self-worth, realizing I'm a mess up, realizing that I've wasted so much time and money on this substance. You know, how the hell am I going to crawl myself out of this? And it was like a combination, because the anxiety would make the depression worse, vice versa. It's almost like they fueled each other. And the depression led to lack of motivation. So I wouldn't want to do anything at all. And that's the worst thing, because I would know deep down that if I could get up and muster the energy to go to a meeting, to clean my room, to go outside, to go to the gym, I would feel better. But all I wanted to do was just lay around, which is the worst thing to do, but it's really hard when you have a chemical imbalance in your brain to get up and start functioning in society and doing things. There was also really bad insomnia. I wasn't able to sleep hardly at all. When I was using 1 gram to 2 grams throughout the day and I went through withdrawal, I wouldn't be able to sleep at all the first night. The second night, I would sleep periodically, and it'd be hyper vivid dreams that were creepy and terrifying, and I'd wake up in complete sweat. And that's the worst part about a marijuana withdrawal for me, is the mornings. The mornings were the worst. It would kind of get better towards the evenings. But whenever you wake up, you just feel like this, it's really hard to describe. It almost feels like just emptiness, like gross. It feels extremely gross and empty and very gnarly, and you would do anything to escape it. But the only thing to escape it is marijuana, which is what kept me in this addiction for so long. Is that, I was afraid of going through the psychological withdrawal, which for me lasted a week to 2 weeks. So like 4 days in, I'd be like, I can't handle this, I'm out. And my mouth would be salivating for the cannabis. And I would go and grab it and munch down on the devil's lettuce like a hungry guinea pig. And then I would feel better, almost as if the withdrawal never happened. Irritability, a big one. I would get really angry about really stupid shit. Like I was really whiny whenever I was coming off of marijuana. And it would be like I would be looking for something to get mad about, and the anxiety would feel that rage, or the depression would feel that anger. And it was something so small and insignificant that later on I'd look back on it and be like, why did I get so mad about that? Like I understand being upset, but it's like I gave the person a silent treatment, I darted out the door, I called them names. All because of a little thing, and that's because marijuana made me extremely irritable. Like I was almost looking for things to get angry at. And yeah, that's it. That's like my experience of marijuana withdrawal, and it is very intense and it's very unpleasant, and it kept me in my addiction for a long time. If you are going through that, I will say it's temporary. For me, it lasted about a week to 10 days, 2 weeks for some people it's longer. But whenever that withdrawal went away, I felt like a new me. I felt naturally calm. My memory returned. Like in withdrawal, my memory was shot. I'd be talking to somebody about something very simple. Mid-sentence, I'd forget what I was talking about. Well, whenever I quit marijuana and 2 weeks goes by, I have my short-term memory back. I'm able to get a good night's sleep. I'm able to eat. and I just feel calm, overwhelmed. Like all the anxiety is gone, all the depression's gone, and I'm just me, and I feel natural. Whenever I would come off. So I'd tell anybody who's going through marijuana withdrawal to focus on that you will feel better. Even though these emotions feel real, they're not. It's a chemical imbalance in your brain, and you have a great new life to look forward to. And it's very difficult, but I believe in you, and you can do this, you can get out of it. Now, the side effects of daily marijuana usage for me were mainly short-term memory loss, which was a big problem, especially if you work with people a lot or you're out doing things. The short-term memory is annoying because, again, you would say something in mid-sentence, you'd forget what you're saying, or you would try to recall something very recent and you wouldn't be able to recall it. Or there was some important task you were supposed to do and you forgot it because your short-term memory is shot. That was really irritating. Lack of motivation. Just looking back now, 5 years sober compared to when I smoked pot every day. When I smoked pot every day, it was more about doing what I had to do. There was no like extracurricular activities. There was no, let's try something new today. Let's go to the gym. Let's go to a new meeting. Let's go out and find a new hobby. Let's hang out with friends. It was more of like, let's go to work. Let's go home. Let's smoke pot and watch Netflix, And there was only motivation for things I had to do. And those were the main things that I noticed. Also, antisocial behavior. I wasn't very social when I was using marijuana every day. And I think part of it was fear that I would forget what I'm talking about, and that would cause social awkwardness. So I avoided social interaction when I was using cannabis on a regular basis, unless it was with somebody else who was using cannabis, because then their memory is shot too. So anyways, I hope this was educational. Hope you guys learned some from this video. And I love you guys, and thank you for tuning in. Peace out.
I genuinely hope that you guys got some insight and you were able to relate with him, and as he talked about his own experience. Because like I said before, my own vice, you could say, was porn, right? But I still want to like bring awareness to the other aspect, to the other substances around the world that people struggle with, right? So I always know that it means more and is more like relatable coming from somebody who's experienced it firsthand, right? So I understand, again, like I said, watching one video may give you motivation to quit for a couple weeks or so. But if you want more of a guided baby step process to quit your addiction now and forever, and not even necessarily to stop using it, because the thing is not to stop using it necessarily, it's to better manage your relationship with it in the first place. That's the issue you're having. It's not the substance that's the issue. Like I always said again, I always say that I'm gonna bring this is my quote, original quote, okay? Too much of any good thing is good for nothing. Okay, it's the abuse of it that makes it bad. So click the link below, the Truth of Addiction program video series that walks you through in more in-depth detail what you should be doing to quit yourself of your own personal addiction. Weed, pornography, gambling, food, all of that. Every addiction that we have is rooted in the same thing, right? So I appreciate you for watching the video, spending some time with your boy, and check out CG Kid as well, his YouTube channel. And yeah, I have a whole playlist dedicated to weed specifically. It'll be linked up right here. Where you can also see the video I did with Preston Smiles, which will give you more context, give you more insight into another perspective of someone who had issues, who was able to better manage his relationship with weed. So check out the video as well, and the link in the description down below, the Truth of Addiction free video series that will take you to the next step to conquer your addiction, not now, but forever. And you be in control and not have the addiction or substance be in control of you. Alright fam, I'll see you on the next video. Deuces. And always remember as well, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. If it doesn't nurture you or better you in any way, people, situations, circumstances, your environment, if it's not bettering you, don't water it. And always remember, keep that same energy, be real, be authentic, don't be fake. And don't tolerate people that show fake love or fake support to you. If they doubted you, overlooked you, slept on you at the beginning, but now when they see you having success, now they want to support you, you tell them, keep that same energy you had when I started of not supporting me, of overlooking me. Now when I'm on the top, but now when I'm having some success, you can't support me now. None of that fake love. Alright fam, I'll see y'all in the next video. Cause I know you're not gonna leave, right? Hopefully. Deuces.
Let me tell you something. I feel like if you smoke weed, you should never be broke. Now, my cousin just called me talking about this girl just put him out. He need to stay at my crib for a few months till he get on his feet. Now, that's my family. I ain't got a problem with helping him out. It's just that I thought as much weed as this nigga smoked, he was doing fairly well in life. Now, I even told the nigga I'd help him find an apartment. Man, cuz, you know I can't afford no rent right now. I say, nigga, you still smoke weed? Okay, let's do the math. An average weed smoker smoke a 3.5 of weed a day. That's $50. Times 7 is $350. Times 4 weeks, that's $1,400 a month. Times 12 months, that's $16,800 a year. Nigga, you crazy than a fish with titties if you think I'm gonna let a grown man who smokes $16,800 worth of weed a year live in my house till he get on his feet. Nigga, you better roll your ass up and live in one of them motherfucking backwoods.